y'all, it's your girl Lisa, and I'm here with my boy,
Mr. Parker.
and my boy B, Mr. Parker. Y'all, his real name is Bryan. I don't think a lot of people know that because I'm always saying, hey, Mr. Parker.
That's my alias name.
That's my boo. So, you guys, we wanted to come to you today with another reflections video, dating after 40. And a lot of people have asked us this one question. I've heard it a lot. I get it in my messenger DM all the time. How did y'all meet? So, I'm going to let Mr. Parker answer.
All right, so it's two segments to that. I'll lead into it like this. I initially came from California. I moved out here about a year and a half ago. I got a job working for Child Protective Services. And a part of moving out here is that I just upped and came. I didn't have any family members. I didn't have any friends. Like, truly, nobody I knew. I'm like the only person in the world.
That's so brave.
The only person in the world that have any family members or friends in Texas.
That's brave.
Yeah, everybody have somebody in Texas, it seems. But I just kind of came out here, landed a job, didn't know anybody. So I knew at some point I had to make friends or whatever. And so as a part of working for Child Protective Services, I would go out in the community, not just to, do the bad things that are associated with the department, but, do positive things like we have speeches and communicate some of the things that we did in the department. So I met a few people in some circles, and as a result, I kind of built some friends that way. But it came a point where Facebook started suggesting friends that I may know from Longview and Marshall. And as a part of that, at some point, like, your face popped up as somebody that I can potentially know. And I remember going onto your page, and I immediately realized, like you were very attractive. Like, I immediately noticed that, physically attractive. Like, and I'm not always on the hunt to see that in people. And for whatever reason, I looked, and it appeared to me at the time that you were married.
Yeah.
Right. So I kind of dismissed it. I had after that I met a lady, and we had a failed dating attempt.
Thank God.
It was a couple of weeks.
Thank God.
I like how your prayers of the righteous avail as much. But we went a few weeks or so or whatever dating, and it didn't work out. For just natural dating reasons, but nothing pathological or bad about it. Yeah. I ran across your picture one more time. And so you stood out again. And initially I thought you were married, and then it wasn't so clear. Maybe my mind was just trying to confuse me or whatever, but at this point I wasn't clear if you were married. Yeah. And then it turned out that you were not married when I initially saw you.
Exactly.
Because what it was, I think you had on a ring or something in one of your pictures, and where I'm from, and I know you have a healthy outlook on your relationships, and you don't have any negative energy behind it. But where I'm from, when people in relationships, they go through negative phases. And they snatch down everything off Facebook and all that. And you got a pretty positive approach towards your past relationships, and I respect that. You know what I'm saying? And but the ring thing threw me off. One picture you didn't have one on, and I think your pictures is mixed up in Facebook or something. Yeah. So I built up enough courage. And we've talked about this. I built up enough courage to inbox you, and I just basically asked. I just upfront and honest. I'm pretty authentic, I'm not sure if you're married or not. You probably but but I'm in something But I'm interested in knowing if you are not for whatever. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. He sent me a message, y'all. He was like, are you married?
Yeah.
But it was like a long paragraph that boiled down to, are you married? Because it seems
I write lengthy stuff. Stuff, I go all the way around the corner just to get across the street.
Yeah.
That's always been my problem. It's always been my problem. A lot of people I would have, taken the time to get to know a lot about what you were trying to say, but you write all this stuff. Yeah. And nobody want to read all that. I'm like, my bad.
It's just how you are.
I can be a little lengthy.
It's cool. You communicate well. But so he wrote, and he's like, are you married? And I was like, nope, not married. But normally I don't answer messages or men who, send messages through my DM. I'm just like,
but God laid it on your heart.
He laid it on my heart to just answer your message, just to respond.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I don't know. It was something about that message. It was genuine.
Yeah.
It seemed so pure. It seemed so honest.
Mm-hmm.
Like he really just wanted to know. He introduced himself. He kind of explained what type of person he was in that message. I mean, it was really a good long message, and I was like, wow. I was really impressed that he took the time out to just tell me a little bit of something about him, and then, you know, why he found me interesting. And it wasn't just because of my appearance. He said it seemed like I was a nice lady.
Yeah.
And that I had a kind heart. And so I was like, it ain't a lot of dudes not out here writing that to women. Normally the DMs I get is, hey, you want to meet up, such and such.
Yeah.
Hook up.
Yeah, well,
Hook
that's not
up
my personality.
message.
Yeah, that's not my personality. I mean, I have my flaws in life, but I typically don't, even, like, it's nothing wrong with dating multiple people if you're just dating.
Mm-hmm.
But I typically, for me, if I find somebody interesting or if I want to pursue them, I typically just put all my energy in one basket.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it just so turned out that as we kept talking and we started sifting through not only the positive things that we saw in each other, but we started talking about the, you know, some of the negative experiences that we've both had in life, and gained from those experiences positive outcomes. You know, it was just like through those conversations where I didn't have to see you as a perfect person to see the perfection in you. I started to realize, like, you know, I hope this goes somewhere. Like, I hope this goes somewhere. I think at my age, and we always talk about dating over 40, it's very complex and it's very challenging to date. It's very challenging to figure out ways to get to know people in an authentic way, especially if you've never seen them before and they've never seen you. It's like, how do you meet people in a genuine way?
Yeah.
So, so I was very intentional about like just reaching out to you, but I was more concerned about just meeting good people and having good people and surrounding myself around good people. But at this point, I'm prayerful to God that, you know, our relationship will continue to evolve and grow, because every day I see more and more beauty in you. I mean, this is what it, don't be on now.
Okay.
I gotta watch you. But yeah, because I mean that it is the case, and that's what makes me so proud. To share our experiences and to share you with the world and all that stuff, because I just see it as a gift. You are a true gift from God, and you know, it doesn't matter what the ultimate outcome is. I'm just trusting God that He had me meet you for a reason, because like I just never thought I would meet somebody at my age that would have the heart, have your heart, and also be so open and not guarded. Yeah. In a relationship, in a normal way. Yeah. You know, so.
Oh, he knows I'll cry, so he's like, calm down, cause you'll start
I'm
crying.
like, can't talk to her sometimes.
Cause I'm very emotional. Yeah. But yeah, so him hitting me up in the DMs, that is how we met, and we started messaging each other through Messenger on Facebook, and then we started to text each other back and forth. And then after the text messages, after a while of text messages, he was like, "Can I just call you?" Because I guess he got tired of all that.
You know, we in this day and time. As you can see, I like to talk, and this is how our conversations are all the time. Even though
we're on the camera,
this is
reflective
but this is how of our relationship.
Yeah.
So, but we stay in a day and time where people just want to text or they have other means of communicating. I'm not with that. Well, I'm 40. I'm 43. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I want to talk. I want to get out. I want to date. I want to, you know, practice chivalry or, you know, like just do right. You know what I mean? Just enjoy, you know, all this player stuff. And it's cool. I mean, I guess to each is their own. Yeah. But I came up during a time where the society was relationship friendly. Like, you couldn't go nowhere without, if you didn't have a partner, you couldn't go nowhere.
Yeah, you didn't even want to go anywhere. Yeah, you were just like I'm not going to the movies. I'm not going out to eat. I don't have nobody to go with.
Nowadays, like, if you have somebody, it's like you the oddball, because everything is set up for single people. Yeah, that's true. You know what I'm saying? Like, everything is like, it's just like that. You know what I mean? So
that's true. Yeah. That's true. So with that being said, there was a question that was posed to me over the weekend, and it was, how do you feel about posting your relationship on social media, like making it public? So like on Facebook and Instagram and whatever else there is, LinkedIn, whatever else. But obviously we're cool with it because we're here doing videos about dating after 40. But what do you think about it? What do you think about posting about your relationship? Go ahead.
So I think Facebook is a tool. So Facebook is a tool, and throughout history, I could put it this way. Throughout history, whenever you've gained something in life or whenever you've gotten into a relationship, and it's reflective even in weddings, not marriage necessarily, but even in weddings, like we make it social. Like you meet somebody and you want to declare your love, or that you extremely have an infatuation for them, or whatever the case may be. You do want to share that with the world. You know, like, and I mentioned before, like even when you accept Christ into your life, or whenever there's a major event that happens that you think is significant and meaningful, you want to share it. And to me, Facebook has been one of very many means that I've shared our relationship. And like I said, it's to each their own. I've been in situations where I didn't feel comfortable sharing my relationship on Facebook. I just didn't feel in my conscience that it was something that was necessary at that time, and was whatever, I'll just say necessary at the time. And so but I felt differently about this. I think we have both been on the same frequency in our relationship. We've communicated well. I trust you're very wise and mature that the things we talk about, we're honest and open with each other. And so I think we've grown a little bit together within a short period of time, enough for me to feel comfortable that if we were both kind of doing something that it's all right for us. You know what I'm saying? It works for us. But I wouldn't say that whatever works for us works for everybody else.
Exactly.
Because Facebook is a two-edged sword in a sense. Because,
it can be.
Yeah, in essence, like we may be putting out our relationship to show like that I'm proud of you and that I'm proud of our relationship. I'm proud to get to know you and hope to God we'll get to know each other better and continue down that path. But the person on the other end receiving it may be receiving a whole different message. And I wouldn't want to, I want to be sensitive about like the things I post because, I don't want to make it seem like our relationship is perfect or that I expect us to be perfect in order to find perfection in our relationship, you know? So I don't want to make that portrayal because sometimes people on the opposite end may look in on it and say, they make judges or whatever, which is fine because I think you subject yourself to judgment whenever you put yourself out there. But also I wouldn't want anybody to think like, it's something happening. I mean, it may be very minimal or minute, but I wouldn't want that minute group of people to feel like, I don't have that. Because we do talk about things that are very human. We do find flaws in each other that are very human. We've shared past trauma and drama and stress and things that we've gone through, and so our relationship isn't a perfect relationship. I think we just operate in wisdom and realistic expectations about what a human being is and how to come together with another human being. So it works for us, but I'll in short say that I think it's just should be considered a tool. I think that when I look at Facebook, I don't judge a relationship based on any negativity I see on there or positivity. Like, relationships are ups and downs, and so I just want to show the things that I'm proud of, but I don't want it to be seen as like I'm trying to portray my relationship as perfect. Because we don't have a perfect relationship. I just believe like the reason why we're so happy together is because we're wise and mature enough to take our imperfections and see the beauty in them.
And then because we have pure hearts. And we both have a heart for God, and so we're both open and want to relate to each other and want to be friends, and so it just works like that.
So what's your perception of
my perception take on it is, at first I was a little nervous about it. Because I didn't want people to judge me because I'd been in, previous relationships and, I guess so many relationships is what I would call it. So I was a little nervous about it because I was like, I think people are going to judge me, be like, oh, Lord, she in another relationship. In all my relationships prior to this one, I had posted, pictures and when we go on vacations.
But you were proud of your relationship and you thought you were going down a certain path.
And I thought it was leading to, in a good direction. I was happy about it, but things happen, along the way. Just like with this, anything could happen, but I'm not going to just stop, sharing our lifestyle and how, we do things day to day just because, I'm worried about what the next person thinks. And that's what I was getting to. Like, I was worried about that. Like, I was genuinely worried about people having an opinion. Because when you post something publicly, then that allows people to have an opinion on what you're doing. It's how I feel about it. And I kind of don't like that. I don't, if it's not positive, then I don't want to hear it.
But you know what the sad thing is? See, you speaking that from the take of a woman. Mm-hmm. And I'm speaking from the take of a man. Mm-hmm. So when I post on Facebook, and I'm gonna jump out on the edge and say, it sends a different perspective or perception.
It does.
If a man posts.
It does.
So when I post, like, it's almost like, oh, you must really be in a positive space.
You like her. And everybody is like, ooh, Lord Jesus.
I don't know about all that.
No, for real. People, let me tell you, people inbox me and people have called me at work and were like, this dude like you. He
so that's the point.
You get such a positive thing. But a female, like we posting stuff, it's like she just want everybody to think everything is great. She act like everything is perfect. Oh, here she is in another relationship. Like, it is totally different.
Yeah, and that's sad because I think you should have a right, and I think you were right, and I can't find any fault in you posting about any past relationship you've been in, whether it had the outcome you thought you were going to have or not, it doesn't matter, but you had the best intention at some point. And then relationships are so complicated, even when we make mistakes, it's like hard to sift through how it all came about and turn into some negative thing. But yeah, it's just a sad thing that and I think it's really just a gender thing. I think it's really just like, I really feel like when women post, they have more pressure that comes along with that, and just sharing, just in general. Because it could be perceived as like, all right, you not just you, but just anybody, like, oh, you just in an emotional state or something, or you just out there emotionally. And I could be the one in an emotional state. You might be level-headed. You know what I mean? I may be the one out there just like, but for me, I think people kind of see it as, because I've never posted. I've posted pictures sporadically before, but nothing kind of insinuating that I'm in a relationship. And I've never posted that I am in a relationship that I know of. I mean, I've been on Facebook since 2008.
Yeah,
I've looked at the year. Not that I've looked at the year that I joined, but so for me, it's almost like he must have found the one, and I think that's accurate to how I see it, But like we talk about it, like we lead in with our heart, right? So we go into relationships with our heart. If we are honest in our attempt, not like we are playing each other or anything like that, but so leading in with our heart isn't the problem. And it's just kind of like digressing a little bit, it's just kind of the problem is like making sure our mind catch up with our heart. You know what I'm saying? Because you can gain a heart for somebody real quick,
and leave your head all the way back,
and it's
there.
not always
and they never catch up,
and it may not, and it's not but it's not always like a negative thing. Sometimes sometimes like the mind shows you even more reasons why your heart should be strong for that person. And then it also gives you scenarios of like what it would be like if you tried to come together with this person. Like literally, like you can visually see, like if I leave my sock on the ground, or if I do something, or if I have my place. But my hair, not me. Or I may cut it or something. But then your mind has to kind of like play through. Like, am I going to be able to like if we truly mend our hearts together and become in love or super attached, however way you want to see it, and we don't want to let go, will it be a pathological relationship if we try to stay together because our minds and our behaviors and our ways of being doesn't match up with just the fact that we having a super attachment to each other? So, sometimes we gotta make sure that our hearts and minds are in alignment, so that we don't get too far out in our emotions where it becomes unbearable to detach. But it makes sense to detach because now that the mind is coming into play, there are no true reasons for you to really want to be with that person. You might start learning about the person's history. It's a lot of stuff that only come with time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I'll just leave it there with that.
You do. You have to be able to walk away. We've talked about that a lot. You gotta be prepared to move.
Well, yeah, you always have to stay in a healthy space.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not a big believer in kind of playing the idea of leaving too quickly, because we're all human beings, and we all have flaws, and nobody's going to be perfect.
Yeah.
So it's like, when do you know to leave and when do you know to stay?
Yeah.
I think most of our problems, when we look back on real terrible relationships, we say to ourselves, we see so many times when we should have left.
Yeah.
But it's like, you don't know.
But you don't
because
know.
people are imperfect. So it's like you know, you got to work through something. And it's only when the relationship ends to where you start thinking, well, I saw all these signs, I should have left. Like, no, you left when you were supposed to leave. Because it's plenty of examples where people, except for abuse, like verbal abuse, physical abuse, but it's plenty of examples.
But a lot of times it gets to that.
It manifests into that.
Yeah, before you even decide to leave, because you saw those signs down the line and you just didn't recognize them. You didn't pay attention to them because, like you said, your mind and your heart were not aligned. And you end up in a volatile situation in the end when you should have left a long time ago.
But all right, I'll make it just. But see, all right, so if sometimes things happen, and there's examples of not abuse. Yeah, I'm not saying abuse, not all the way to the finish line, but sometimes
not
there
all
are
the way to the end all.
Because there's conflict in relationships. Yeah. You know? Yeah. And sometimes there are major disagreements that some people were able to pull past. And some were able to pull past right away, and some took time. And they went through therapy, or they just went through and had discussion.
Yeah, okay, I get that.
So, like, some situations just kind of continue on to a point where it's just is totally unhealthy, where it's fighting involved and all that. Now, when you get to that point, you got to go. Yeah. But it's like you also have to be open, not so much to just leaving right away, because you project that this is going to go somewhere into that zone of fighting or being totally violent towards each other. Sometimes you have to think to yourself, what are the tools that I can use when things are starting to manifest that can lead there, but I can kind of shut it down now? Because if we like each other, that's good. We're in each other's life for a reason. Like, so, like, we sometimes dismiss like those little things that add up to bigger things. Like, but for us, and I think we've been very honest about like just keeping a real true eye on the ball in terms of being just not so much making this relationship emotional, but something we think about. Yeah,
but that's leading with your mind.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But like, it's a balance. It's a balance of the mind and the heart.
Balance of both.
Yeah.
So when you see those pictures and those posts and all that on Facebook, don't look at the whole rose-colored picture of it. No. Because it ain't all great.
Yeah, but you know what? But this is the thing though, and I'm quick to say like, the biggest, the one way we can fail is to kind of just see the rose-colored picture. The grass is green on the other side. The greener pastures and all that stuff.
You always say that.
Like, because this is one thing I'll say, because when you meet people, you'll find so many prophets and so many people. The easiest prediction for us, and listen to me now, the easiest prediction for us is that we'll fail. Because it's never a time that I can stay with you long enough for everybody to feel, or somebody to feel like you've made it. Yeah. Even if I get to 99 years old, I can never say I made it, right? Yeah. Like, we didn't fail. Like, nah, But all it takes is for any day our relationship can fall apart. Yeah. And all it takes, then that person can, or whoever has an opinion, will be quick to say, well, I told you that was going to happen. Most relationships fall apart. Exactly. And one of our challenges is if we are truly authentic in how we express ourselves and how we've been approaching each other, is to take it one day at a time and enjoy it one day at a time. And don't be so quick to leave. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And don't be so quick to listen. But it's contradictory and antithetical to what I've told you in many cases, that but there's a divide. So you have people that care about you and love you, that genuinely have your best interest at heart. They're going to have an opinion, and it's not going to always be something you want to hear.
Yeah,
but if they love you, they coming from an honest place. But they aren't dating me.
That's true.
They aren't going out with us. They aren't having these intimate conversations where it's not just a sexual thing or anything like that. Yeah. It's truly about the intimacy of getting to know you from your mind.
Exactly.
Like, we can put away a lot of stuff because we've been down that road.
Exactly.
And, I mean, at the end of the day, I'm trying to get to know your mind. Yes. And try to develop a relationship with your mind.
Yes.
But it's going to be some people that can come into your life that truly love you. And they may have some things they may want to share. Yeah. They may have some problems that they see that they think might reflect me. And maybe they do reflect me. I'm not a perfect human being.
Exactly.
So it's a separation between who you listen to. You're going to have some people who are naturally jealous and envious, but they don't really realize it.
Good. Yeah.
That you got to kind of dismiss them and understand them through wisdom that, you know, where they are. Because some people who are jealous and envious of you, they don't really realize it. They don't really want to be that way.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But it's some people that even if they don't have what you have, and they're not me, because they could probably care less about whether they had me or not. Yeah. But just if they didn't have what you had, they still have some concerns. They have some things they want to talk to you about, and you have to listen to them because you have to be open to the fact that, you know, if they truly care about you, they can see something that you may not be able to see. And I'm open to growing as a person. I'm open to if it's. I just don't want our relationship to be directed by people externally.
Exactly.
I don't want people to have influence.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Where you come home one day and be like, I think you cheating. Be like, what? Like, it was good yesterday. Be like, well, then I find out you've been around somebody like, girl, my man cheated, her man cheated. This whole clique have all nothing but men that cheat. What makes you think you different? And then you're like, what makes me different? Let me go home and check this dude. Be like, girl, you don't go and get you some new friends?
That is so true. That is how it works though with women. Like, we could be sitting holding the conversation and one woman's talking about this thing and then the next woman's talking about, and Billy did such and such, such and such, and then you be like, well, I wonder what Bryan doing. Yeah. Everybody else is... Bryan
hanging out with Billy. Birds that reflect and fuck together or something like that. Yeah. So stuff start making sense real. That you come in with your head real quick when it comes to certain things.
Because I don't want to be looking dumb on Facebook. We over here posting pictures on Facebook and Instagram and YouTube, and then here he is out here doing crazy things.
Hey, this is the 21st century, so women do stuff too.
They do.
You know, I
do. Real sneaky.
I genuinely have
real
faith.
Sneaky.
I in the midst of all this drama and stupid stuff that's going on in society.
Yeah.
You know, I'm a pretty good judge of character, and I think when people get to know me and hang around me, not just one day or whatever, but I think people can sense that I'm a pretty decent person.
Yeah.
I have well-intended, but in this world of all this drama and stuff, I really feel like I've met a gem. I think God has given me like a real true blessing in you, and we'll see like where things go. But I'm gonna predict something. You let your friends predict what they want to predict. Well, I'm gonna predict that we're gonna truly make it. I think we're gonna truly make it because our foundation is where it should be, and we're realistic about our conversations. It's not just oh, you handsome, are you pretty, or you know, I feel good about things. You know, that honeymoon phase of a relationship, basically. We talk about family, your kids, my kids. You know, living arrangements. If we should grow together. All sorts of stuff, and we're doing it at our own pace. Yeah. And I know that you've come even to me with ideas that people have thrown at you, and you know, if they see us succeeding and all that stuff. But we still move at our own pace, and we still move in alignment. And I think the foundation is how can two walk together unless they agree. And I feel like we don't argue. I mean, we haven't had an argument, but I know of.
Not at all.
But I don't think that's going to be the culture of our relationship or whatever, because we're just two chill people. I'm chill like that. You hyper vigilant, you hyperactive, but
I am a little busy.
I'm gonna be chill in the background, like let her do what she gonna do. I'm chill.
Yeah, I'm real busy and all over the place, and he's just like, you know, she good. Like I'm sitting there dancing in my chair, and he's like, go on out on the dance floor.
But that's the beauty of our relationship as well, because I'm allowed, and I'm very carefully using the word allowed, but I'm allowed because you have to make adjustments in relationships. You can't be closed into like what you just want to be. And do it your way. So you know, and that's one of the beauties of our relationship. I'm allowed to be myself.
Yeah.
For most cases, I guess I threw this on for whatever reason. I wear my t-shirts and this and that. And you always say, "You good, Mr. Parker? You good, B?"
With it, 'cause you cute.
And I appreciate you for that because I've been very as honest as I can be in terms of the things I share with you, and also how I present myself.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want for us to grow together and then it only turns out a year from now I'm a totally different person, because I just want to put my best foot forward or even just lie in my actions.
Yeah.
I've even told you, like, you know, things with my, you know, just how I am.
Mm-hmm.
Just see it for what it is.
Yeah. And I'm
at least you can know who you're dealing with.
Yeah.
And I think you've been the same way.
Yeah.
So I think our foundation is solid.
Yeah, completely honest. I'm not going to change who I am. I tell him all the time, this man is very educated. I don't know, master's degrees, regular degree. We don't even have to go down the line, but very educated, as you can tell. And me,
it doesn't matter.
Yeah, and me, I'm just, y'all, I'm country from the South, and I'm just going to be me, okay? I'm going to talk how I talk. And I'm just gonna do me, but it works because he just accepts me for who I am. So
I actually yesterday I was like, "Are you a Proverbs 31 woman?"
Yeah.
So all that education or whatever, it doesn't matter. You're a Proverbs 31 woman, right?
I was like,
and you asked me, "Was I Boaz?"
Boaz.
And I said, "Listen,
say it."
I said,
say
"Why would Boaz?" Stop! You gonna make me laugh now. I said, "Why would Boaz want your ass?" She sent me that message.
I did send it to her.
She sent me a Facebook post saying, "Why would Boaz want your ass?"
Because it's hilarious.
But are you a Proverbs 31 woman?
I would not consider myself a Proverbs 31 woman. I would not. Because
anywhere on the scale?
I mean, I think I'm on the scale, but no, that's a whole lot to live up to. Yeah. And no, I would not want to disappoint in saying, "Oh, I'm all of that. I'm working. I'm, you know, providing." Because Proverbs 31 woman is everything. Yeah. And I have flaws. It's a lot that I have to work on within myself, but no. I'm not that lady.
Well,
I'm
baby,
not that
I can tell you like this. The Bible is a standard that even most pastors can't live up to, the whole entire Bible. And, you know, as long as we growing every day within the principles of the Bible, you know, that's what God even requires of us, not to be perfect. Because if you did everything the way the Bible says, you perfect.
You perfect.
And I don't know if nobody is perfect. So it's the standard. And so even for me, like, it's just all about growing every day and being a better person every day. Yeah.
And I do. I just commit myself to just being a good person. I commit myself to being a good person to you, praying that one day I will be your wife and that I can be, you know,
the wife. You want to be my wife?
Of course.
Are you proposing to me?
No. No, you're going to have to do that at some point.
But you thought to give me a quilt, though, a prayer quilt.
Oh, yeah, the prayer
your mom,
blanket. My mom thought of that to give you the prayer blanket. Yeah. So, y'all, a prayer, okay, so we just going all off track. This is supposed to be about posting on Facebook, but anyway. Yeah. So, my aunt actually came up with this idea. I don't know, maybe she got it from somewhere, but when this past weekend, when I spent time with 16 amazing women of God, we created these blankets. Yeah. So what we did was we took 2 pieces of fabric, put them together, cut them up, and then took the parts that we cut and just tied a knot. And as we tied the knot, we prayed. So, you know, we prayed for each other. We prayed for ourselves. You know, we were just praying and just going around this blanket tying the knots. And by the time you get done with it, it's just the perfect shape. And it's a perfect throw blanket. And so my mom was like, you and Bryan should do that. Y'all should, you know, get 2 pieces of fabric, something that represents the both of you. So, yeah, so I was thinking your college logo, because I know that they sell that type of thing. And then I could get something, I don't know, purple.
Why my college logo?
I could get something purple.
I want something purple, too.
Or I don't know, or something to match it, because it'll be yours. Because it'll be yours to keep. And then we can just tie knots in it and just pray. We can pray about our relationship, pray about our kids, pray about what we want God to see do for us individually, collectively, you know, all that. And then it'll just be a blanket for you to cover yourself with. So
yeah, you've been covered in that blanket all weekend.
I've been attached to that blanket.
Yeah.
I really have, because they prayed some amazing prayers over that blanket. I mean,
That's
something
right.
that really set me free, for real, from the pain and the anger and all that I was feeling. So it feels good to be wrapped up in it. And it's just what it means, you know, not the comfort of the blanket, but just what it meant for them to say those prayers and then cover me in it.
So how do you feel when you wrap yourself up in it?
I just feel covered.
Just covered?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Just like covered in blessings, covered in just good word.
You feel like those
peace.
prayers are with you?
Yep, covered in peace. You know, covered in those prayers, you know, that they were praying, and it just brings me back to this soothing good place.
Yeah.
So if we got one and did that, you would see how it felt. Like at night, you'd probably be wrapped up in it all the time.
Yeah, because
like,
you've been in it for, I'm like, you off from chili. I'm like, man, you catching a cold again? Because you've been in that blanket. You wrapped knees, elbows, neck, head, ankles, toes, all in this little blanket.
I was all balled up in it, and he was like, "Where you going?" I was walking with it. He's like, "What are you doing?" We went to the movies. I had my blanket at the movies.
A little chilly lately.
I love that blanket. Yeah. But anyway, y'all, we're going to wrap this up because we got all off course, but we were talking about posting. Oh, and we did post our little date night on Facebook. Yeah. A picture of our date night on Facebook. So, yeah, if y'all not following us, go follow us over on Facebook. I'm Lisa Kinney on Facebook, and he is Bryan Parker over on Facebook, and you guys can
don't follow me. You're gonna be bored to death.
No, you won't. He posts more than I do, so trust me, you will not be bored. And he has a lot of inspirational things that he posts on Facebook. Like the other day, he posted something. I was like, "You better say that, Mr. Parker." Bye.
There you go.
Bye.
I mean, you gotta stay positive in this world of evil and all sorts of stuff going on.
Yeah.
And like I said before, part of my problem is I see the best in situations and people even when they don't show it.
Yeah.
And so that's something I'm working on.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So y'all go follow us, and we will be doing this again. So I hope y'all enjoyed this video. Until next time.
Just keep waiting.
Bye y'all.